Hey y'all, Kentucky Farmer here, and welcome back to the 6th episode here on Ravenport in FS19. And it is a new day again, and all of our fields are ready to harvest. Both the grass field, our wheat field, and this oat field here. If you can notice off in the distance, I've cleared all the trees off of the lots that I bought in the last episode. We'll run up here and kind of take a look at them. So here's our little shack in the woods, except there's no woods anymore. All cleared out, and this is all cleared out down here. There's still a couple trees around here. These trees are technically not on my land, so I can't cut them down. I don't have access, so that one down there, this one, and then some of these around here on the edges, I either don't have access or they are past the, I call it the force field, but the kind of like the outer barrier. So you see I can't walk any further because there's a barrier here. In fact, if I do that, you can actually see it. So there's that barrier. And I think I'm actually stuck. So it's easy enough to fix. Just tab into a vehicle. And we'll leave that open. We're probably gonna need that. We're gonna need this. And we're gonna want that trailer. I'm just gonna go ahead and open this completely because I think we're gonna need a little bit of everything out of here today. It's been a while between the last episode and this one. The logging took a long time, and I did a few missions. Well, I actually did quite a few missions, some harvest missions and some other random ones that I had the equipment to do. I raised a lot of money. I completely climbed back out of the hole that I dug for myself in the last episode. I have no debt, and I've got $7,000 left. So that's great, except I'm going to go ahead and today borrow all of this again. Alright, so there you go. I borrowed $875,000, puts me at $882,215. So we are going to go on a little bit of a shopping spree. And actually, I think I gotta take this up to the shop to pick up some equipment and bring it back. But one of the things I'm gonna do is grab this chipper. All that logging that I didn't chip anything. Everything got loaded up and sold as actual logs. And I think I wound up making more money because of that. The other thing I wound up doing to make this a little bit easier on myself, if we look here, I changed, where is it at? This one. I changed the economy difficulty, or economic difficulty here, to easy. So we started on the middle tier because I wanted to start with money and no buildings and no equipment and just buy what I want and put down what I want. But I would actually prefer to play the Let's Play series on easy, just because it keeps the progression up and makes it a little less grindy to work my way through the game. But anyways, I didn't actually chip anything the last time I was doing all those trees. So I kind of want to sell this chipper. A, I'm going to need the space in the garage for a loading wagon. And B, it's worth a fair amount of money, so I might as well, if I'm not going to use it, get my money back. But I am going to make sure it's repaired and washed before I sell it. I don't know where I want to put the stump grinder. Alright, how much to repair this? $132, okay. Works for me, and it should be clean. I'm pretty sure I washed it before I put it in the garage, so yeah, I think that's about as clean as it's gonna be. Alright, let's head up to the shop. Alright, we've got the chipper up here at the shop. We're gonna go ahead and sell this. And $48,640. Great. Yes. Nice. $930,000. So now we get to spend some money. I've made and loaded a couple mods. So the first thing we really is like we can do the grain, right? We've got the harvester, we've got the header, and we've got a tipper to dump the grain in, so that part's fine. We're gonna need something to pick up the straw windrow, so either a loading wagon or a baler. And then on the other side we've got the grass field, so we're gonna need a mower. And since I've got the money, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into the Big M. And I've got a Big M here that I customized. It's got a couple extra bells and whistles on it. So we're gonna go with that one. And I'm actually going to color all of my hay equipment to match. So we're gonna do main color of black, design color of onyx, rim color of agco on everything. And then I've put some wheel options and configuration options and engine options on here. So I added an extended hitch and PTO, and I'll show you how that works here in a minute. And then I've got these Michelin wide tires on here. And then our engine setup, we can go with either the stock 450, the 620 turbo, or the 880 super. I think for... Boy, I'm kind of tempted to just stick with the 420 and save myself a little bit of money, but at the same time, I do like how it performs with the bigger engines in it. So, I'll stick with this for now. We're gonna burn through a lot of cash here in a couple minutes, so we can do upgrades later as when we start getting more money in. So we got that. Now the next thing we're gonna need is, in order to do hay, if we're gonna get into horses, we're gonna need hay, so we need a tedder. So I've got this Pottinger Hit 12.14T that I modified, and this is really, it goes faster, 18 miles an hour instead of 11 miles an hour. Same thing, we're gonna do agco, black, and onyx, or maybe let's actually try onyx and agco for the accents. That looks pretty good. Let's buy that. And then we're gonna need, after we ted the grass, we're gonna need a rake to rake it up. So windrowers, I've got a modded Lily Hibiscus 1550, and same thing, we're gonna do agco. Let's do, no, not jet, let's do onyx. There's already some jet black parts on it. And then we'll do agco for the design. Buy that. Okay, and now I was, I was torn between a loading wagon, because with a loading wagon I can pick up the hay, I can pick up the grass, and I can pick up the straw, and then I can load it in my modded silo and then load back into the loading wagon and dump it in with the horses, and that's fine. There's a fine way of doing that. But when it comes to trying to do silage to raise money out of with the extra grass, Silage bales are a little bit easier. I mean, with the grass, I could put down actual placeable silage clamp and ferment it in there and then load it up and transport it. And the other thing that I was thinking about is with missions, there are some baling missions available, but I would have to have a baler and a wrapper in order to do it, and then a way to transport the bales if I wanted to use my own equipment. So I would like to outfit myself with everything I need to be able to do that on my own. So I do want a baler. So I went ahead and modified this Kuhn FPV FBP 3135, and we'll do black foil, and we'll do our Agco rims with onyx for the color. Not onyx. Keep doing that. Yeah. Onyx. Okay. And then we did change a couple things on here. I put a couple wheel options on it. So we got standard, narrow, and wide. We'll go ahead and do the wides. And then I put a capacity upgrade on it. So right now it will make the standard 4,000 liter bales, but you can put an extension on it and it'll make 8,000 liter bales, which just means stopping less, really stopping half as often. That's one of the annoying things about this baler, is that you have to stop to unload it and stop while it's transferring from the main chamber to the wrapper. So with an 8,000 liter bale, you stop half as often. So that's kind of a handy little feature. Also goes faster, and I increased the pickup area. So when it's being pulled behind, because I can actually pull this right behind the mower, when you go to do your turns, sometimes it would miss. So with a slightly bigger pickup area, it seems to get all that. So we'll go ahead and buy this. And then I do want, so this is a mod by Big Daddy. He put this out a couple weeks ago, I guess by now. And it's an auto loader. It's not a UAL script trailer, so it's a little bit different, but it does get the job done. And it essentially is the same as, let's see here, either this for the squares or this for the rounds. The big difference is this holds 8 bales. This holds 30. So, and this is 16,000 versus 39. So I'm going to go with this one. And we'll leave the extension on it. That's fine. We'll buy this. Alright, so now I have everything I need to actually go do baling missions if I wanted to do baling missions. And then the only other thing is I still do want a loading wagon, because the loading wagons are handy for straw. I can actually hook them up behind my baler, or behind my, hook them up behind my harvester and pick up straw directly. So again, got a modded Crone ZX560 GD, and we can customize the colors on it. So we're gonna do, for the main color, we'll do Onyx, and the design color we'll do Jet, kind of like that, and rim Echo. Yeah, we've got quite a few customizations on this, so we will do the cover. I don't know why, it doesn't really serve a purpose, but looks nice and costs $5,000. Wheel setup, we can do standard or wide, and then under the Michelin's standard or wide. So I'll do this and standard, and then I put a capacity upgrade on it. So right now it's the stock capacity of 56,000. You do 1.5 times at 84. You can do 2 times at 112, or 4 times at 224K total capacity. Right now I do not need that much capacity, so I think I'm gonna go with the 1.5 time at 84K. I don't know. I probably don't even need that. I don't think I really have any fields big enough that I would come close to filling this while doing the field, so yeah, we'll leave it at standard for now, and I'll upgrade that when I get to it. So let's buy this. Yes, okay. Alright, so I think that's everything I need. Let's go ahead and hop out of the store and check out our matching fleet of equipment. Nice. I realize this color scheme probably isn't everyone's cup of tea. I kind of like it. I like the black and the dark grays. It's different. You don't see most farm equipment's like real bright colors, and so I like it. We gotta start ferrying the stuff back to the farm. I guess I can take this. Oh, so one thing I was supposed to demonstrate. So you can see this has got a rear hitch behind it now. And the cool thing is, if you look up here, I've got this raised drawbar. And it actually extends in and out and because it's at an angle, when it extends in and out, it also kind of effectively lowers or raises it. So it will hook up to just about anything. I know there's some other mods out there for this mower. Oh, there's one of the other things that I did to it. Check out the tires. 4-wheel steering. So that is a huge improvement over just the rear wheel steer. As you can see, it hooks up to pretty much everything. We'll test it. Well, it's not going to hook up to that because that needs a 3-point. But that's fine. This mower windrows, so you wouldn't have to. You would never pull a rake directly behind it. But we can hook it up to that baler. Or we can hook it up directly to this loading wagon. And actually it has pretty solid turning radius with something even as big as this loading wagon behind it. So we can kind of do donuts here around our tractor. It helps that it has the steering link hookups, so the trailer steers itself also. So that's pretty solid maneuverability for this big of a trailer. And it's not bad at backing things up either. Oops, I hit the sign. Alright, well, first things first, we need hay if we're going to do horses. So I got to get that. And then I'm going to take this back to the farm. Oh, here's the other fun feature. It goes a little bit faster. And if I had purchased the engine upgrades, it would go even faster. Its road speed is determined by which engine you put in it. Alright, well, we made it back to the farm. And it's time to start on our hayfield. So, we're going to unfold the tedder, unfold the mower, turn on the mower, turn on the tedder, lower the mower, lower the tedder. And away we go. Well, that pass was a little rough, but I was kind of expecting that. Once we've done our cutting off of here, we'll do a little work with the terrain tool to see if we can make this field a little more usable. Alright, well that made pretty quick work of this. We can shut everything off here. Yeah, I think we're gonna need another barn. Let's see, let's take a look at how much one of those costs. $44,000 for another one of these big ones. So I mean it would go pretty good right here. There's those rocks there. Can actually bump it right up against the machine shop. I don't need to get in there. Ta-da! Yeah, got a little bit of a rock sticking through the back. Oh well. It's built into the hillside. They're not exactly lined up, but that's pretty good. Nice, I can jump up on the roof. Alright, now we got a home for our equipment. This particular piece of equipment might be a little challenging to back in. Normally these lighter trailers are kind of hard to get back in, but this isn't too bad. Alright. And we are done with our mower for now, so we can put that away. I would actually like to go do one of those baling missions with it, see how it does. Okay, next thing we're going to need to do is rake. So let's grab our tractor. And we'll grab the rake. And I'm just going to head back to the farm. Made it back to the farm. And we're going to get this thing unfolded and start raking up the field. Alright, I used the first pass to kind of pull it away from the rough edges there. And then on this pass... So this is going to be tough because... I probably should have grabbed the baler and done the outer... Well, I think I'm going to pick this up with a loading wagon, but I should have done the outer part first. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Turn this off, lift it up, fold it. I'll head back up to the shop and grab the loading wagon and then come back here with it. And I'm back with the loading wagon. So we want to lower the pickup, turn on. I can open the cover, I don't know. Might as well, right? Alright, we are picking up hay. That's good. I've got a feeling this is going to be a lot of loading wagon for this tractor. Kind of glad I didn't do the capacity upgrade now, because I think if I had this thing at 2 or 4x, it'd be way too much weight for this tractor. I need to do a couple passes and kind of clean up where I'm missing here, but see if I can get one full load and go dump it in storage. And not quite, but close enough. Let's go dump this. I know, super realistic, but it is what it is. Ooh. Wow. So, I definitely want to come back through here with the terrain tool and smooth out some of these fields. I'm glad that that got added. I've been experimenting with it in one of my test saves, and my only complaint is how stupidly expensive it is. I'm honestly kind of tempted to use it and then keep track of how much money I spend using it and like refund myself half the money or something, because it is insane how quickly you can burn money using that terrain tool. See, right here where we kind of transitioned from the flat spot into the hill. At the time, it really didn't seem like that rough of a transition, but man, it's like everything has a hard time with that and winds up missing stuff down there. See, I've run over these spots 3 times now and I can't get that picked up. I might be able to use the rake to pull stuff away from the seam. Let me see if I come in like that. Nope. Still can't pick it up. Crazy. Alright, let's go get some of the stuff over on this side and then I'll go back to raking up the main part there. Oh, I forgot on some of these spots, this trailer actually has another trick up its sleeve. Let's try this. So we come in real close here, see it doesn't want to pick that up. But if I do that, it might. Yeah, I got it. Nice. Yeah, this desperately needs some smoothing here. Alright, whatever. That stuff over there is good enough. This is... There we go. I don't think I was picking anything up off the ground. Alright, let's go back to raking. That's plenty of headland. Well, I should have done one more pass on that side. There's plenty over here. Alright, let's do a little experiment over here real quick. See if these can... Ah, I was able to pull the... Nice, okay. Got everything windrowed, and I think we're done with the rake for now, so I can park the rake in the barn, and we'll grab the loading wagon. There we go. So the rows get a little close to the edge over here. This is where I was saying I probably should have done one more perimeter on this side, but let's see what we can do here. We're gonna get quite a lot of hay off this field. I have no expectation of how much hay it's gonna take for the horses. I'm hoping that this is going to be way more than I need for a while. And if that's the case, then the next cutting off of here, next couple of cuttings, I'll just use to make silage bales and raise a little extra money. I just wanted to have a good reserve of hay handy. I think that's everything. I'm gonna dump this off and then I'll go pull under the other side and see if we can get a count of how much hay we produced off of that one cutting. Well, 183,960 liters of hay. As far as I know, we don't have, yeah, nothing else in there. Well, nothing else that would go in this trailer. So, next step, I'm actually gonna drop off that trailer. And we're gonna grab this crane wagon. And we can get the new harvester out. turned too soon. So I was thinking about upgrading the tires on this track so I get a little bit better traction over here, but I actually kind of want to give it a try with these. I did change in this mod since the last time I used it. Added four-wheel drive to it. So now the rear tires actually do something. That might make a big enough difference that we can actually get around these fields. Like the grass field, these fields over here could sure use a little bit of smoothing around the edges. So we may wind up doing that. I just wish it wasn't so expensive to do it. Oh, huh. I didn't put the hitch option on this one yet. Well, we're gonna have to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do 40,000 right now. So we're just gonna do the hitch. Oh, whoops, apparently I put twins on it. Great. Oh well. I kind of want to do the same thing that I did with the mower on this and make the hitch like an extend a hitch so that it can come, like it's already extended way out from the rear axle, but it needs to come further away from the harvester because if you turn too sharp it binds up pretty bad. The other thing that's a little weird is the pipe definitely interferes. And one thing I've noticed is when you are hitched up, there's no collision there. If I unhitch, there is collision. See how it's sticking to it there? And then when you hitch, it goes away. So it's kind of weird. I just normally put the pipe out while I'm hooking up to it and then put the pipe back in when I'm done. I guess you could just leave the pipe out the whole time. So fold that, lower it, open, lower the pickup, turn on the loading wagon, and we want to enable straw swath and turn on the harvester. Alright, we are ready for business. Gotta do some pretty wide turns with this setup. I'd say it's almost not really ideal for a field this small, but you still wind up getting done a pretty short amount of time, so I don't think it matters. Kind of think this is gonna want the engine upgrade. Doing 3 miles an hour uphill. That's fantastic. Of course, to make this easier, I could always just dump the windrow on the ground and come back later with the loading wagon, but where's the fun in that? Now this is the one downside of this setup here. Can't exactly pull this through. But I might be able to pull this off. Ah, you kidding me? Alright. What? Oh. I had to have the trailer selected. Awesome. Well, almost 10,000 liters of oats. Again, I'm not really sure how much I need for horses. Hopefully that'll get me a start. And now it's time to go harvest our wheat. Well, it looks like wheat yields quite a bit higher than oat, so we're got a fair amount of that with us here. We're gonna detach that, and we'll shut that off. Come over here, grab my tractor. Gotta go unload this oat, unload the wheat. Figured I'd use the tractor to come over here and grab this bit, be a little more steady than using the combine to do it. I think I may just finish harvesting without that, and we'll come back and pick it up later. Oh, I hope I can fit this in my garage with the wide tires on it now. Yeah, just barely. Alright. Now we just gotta pick up some straw. Yeah, I really need to do some smoothing right there too. Alright, anyways, that's good enough for now. Let's dump this off in here. I'm kind of tempted to take this and sell it. I've got a lot of straw in storage. A lot more than I think I'm going to need for the immediate future. Now we can... Oh. I'm going to back this thing up, but I don't know why it was turning so sharply there. It wasn't supposed to be doing that. And we'll grab the rest of our wheat. Alright, well, like I mentioned earlier, I kind of wanted to try one of the hay baling missions. So if we come in here, see, there's a couple baling missions. Mow the grass in field 20, then bale the grass and wrap it to make silage bales. Take the bales to the barn, use your equipment or lease equipment for a reward reduced by $237. So let's see, where's field 20? Right here. Right between us and the shop. That's perfect. Alright, let's do that little one on field 20. The barn's right there. That should be a quick, you know, back and forth test. My only concern with that one is our ability to do partial bales. I don't know how particular it's going to be about getting a full bale. So let's give it a try. So we need the mower. I'm going to need this up at the shop because this is going to pull the trailer that we got up there that loads the round bales. So I'm going to move this up to the shop, and then I'm going to move the mower up to the shop, and I'll pick up the video when I get there. Alright, made it to the shop. We've got our equipment. Now let's head on over to the field and start cutting some grass. Let's see, how do I get there from here? Might be this way. I think this will work. This probably isn't the correct way. Ah, it's a tiny field. Alright, let's do it. Unfold the baler. Unfold the mower. Lower the pickup. Turn on the baler. Lower the mower. We want to toggle our work to swath dropping. Turn on the mower. There we go. We are making bales. There goes the first one. Now keep in mind that's a 8,000 liter bale, so that's the equivalent of really 2. Oh, of course the bale had to roll into the part that I didn't mow yet. Great. Alright, well this does a pretty good job pushing it instead of trying to drive up on it. Perfect. You can just sit over there. Let's see how much free grass I can mow around the perimeter here. Alright, well hopefully that is enough to accomplish the mission. I'm going to take the mower and the baler back to the farm. I don't have a whole lot of quote-unquote free grass on my land. But I do have a little bit here along this roadside, maybe enough to get a baler too. Let's give it a try. Sometimes I forget that this is not a windrower. If there's already grass on the ground, I gotta make sure this thing goes over that. I'm not sure. Oh, there's a little piece of a stump there. Huh. Yeah, stumps are gonna be a problem. I didn't grind any of the stumps from the areas that I cleared trees out over the last few days, so... Whoa, must be a stump around there somewhere. Alright, well I think that's enough mowing for now. Driving around that little mountain over there makes me realize how much land there is actually over there. It would be nice if it was flat and I could plant grass on it, but I imagine it'd cost about $500,000 to terraform that, so I don't really know. You know, how much grass do you have to cut off of a field to make it worth it to spend $500,000 to make it in the first place? Probably be better off just buying lots of land. Alright, so we'll leave the baler, we'll leave it with some grass in it, that's fine. We need to go finish up that mission. Kinda got distracted there. We'll grab this, and we'll go pick up some bales. I think I'm gonna sneak back in here the same way. It's weird this field doesn't really feel like it has an actual entrance anywhere. Alright, so we just put this in the operating position, and then we pull alongside of them, like so. And then they glitch like that, and then they look right, so I don't know, it's just kind of the way it works. Come on, bale. There we go. I'll come back for that one. Can I go down there? Oh, that's kind of, I never noticed this. There's this little, like, board ramp with a wheelbarrow to get up here. That's funny. Huh. I don't know what kind of carpenters use a big cutoff wheel while framing. I'm stuck. There we go. But anyways. Let's see if we can sneak around this thing. I think I'm better off to just go straight and not hit that telephone pole. There we go. Alright, I'm going to take these to the barn first and try and sell just these and see if it's enough to complete the mission. I was kind of worried that I wouldn't, using my equipment and being that it's a modded baler, I wasn't terribly sure if it would work correctly. So we'll give this a try. If it's not enough to complete the mission, I've got a couple extras, but I'd rather sell those myself and make money. Okay, so I'm guessing we just pull over. Oh boy. Pull over here and unload. Dang it. Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're doing. I can work with this. We'll approach from this side. Unload here. Contract finish. Oh, and a bonus. 6,443. Nice. Well, let's go get the rest of our bales and bring them over and sell them. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut through this field, you know, reasons. And I should have bales. Oh, not this. Man, I really need to grind the stumps on this hill. This would be a good hill to cut grass off of too. Just got a couple stumps in the way. Alright, so let's get the one that's way down here first. No crop destruction because there's no crop. I can drive wherever I want. Fantastic. Lower loading platform, operating position. Alright, I think that's all of them. And unload here. $19,000. Nice. That's a pretty enjoyable $19,000. Just drive around making bales, drive around, pick them up, and bring them over here. Did that in a lot less time than it would take to do a mission, and boy, if I had the land, if I had more land and more grass, I could, that per hour of work profitability would surpass logging. So there's a couple more of these missions that I can go do. You know, it'd be nice to get the mission income, but then also, of course, you know, like I apparently was efficient and wound up with more bales than I need. So let's go ahead and complete this. Select. So as far as other missions in here, there's a couple weeding. $500, $800. So, I mean, I'm kind of tempted to buy the big weeder, that thing, and then I can do these missions also. How much is that? Weeders, 45,000. So, like, I'd have to do 10 or so missions or a dozen missions before it would pay for itself. And then the other thing I was looking at for missions, so there's sowing missions. So that's barley, canola, corn. I wouldn't be able to do this. Sugar beet. I don't think I can do that. Nah, maybe I can with mine. But barley. Oh, this is a good one. So this is a bigger seeder than what I'm using, but my seeder could do this. So I could go through and do some more of these missions. I'm just trying to think of, like, what more equipment would I really need. It looks like as I progressed time overnight, a lot of these missions changed out. Yesterday, most of them were plowing missions and cultivating missions. And that's what really got me thinking about the equipment, was that I don't have an actual plow. All I have is that smaller Kuhn subsoiler. And I actually did make a mod. Let's see if I have it loaded under plows. Yeah, so I made this triple, it's the triple Kuhn, but it's actually classified as a plow. It unfolds and works pretty good. So, If there were more plowing missions, I'd buy this and go do plowing missions with it, but there aren't any on the board right now, so I guess I won't worry about that. And then the other big one, there aren't any right now, but the other big one is spraying missions or fertilizing missions. And apparently those are quite profitable and pretty fast once you have this. So I'll probably try and prioritize getting this Rubicon just to make it easier to do missions. But I don't know. I don't know what else there really is to do at this point. I'm gonna park this trailer. And I mean, I need to get started with the horses. And I want to do some leveling work. And I need to do missions to start earning back some money because I'm deeply in debt. But let's do, I want to do just a little bit of leveling work. Just because I haven't actually done any of that in an episode yet. I've done some leveling work just in a test game just to kind of get the feel for the tool and how it does it. I don't want to get carried away because I'm pretty broke and I don't want to spend all my money here. But now that the fields are all recently harvested, it's a pretty good time to do it because if I screw up one of the fields, I can fix it. So this area here looks kind of rough, right? So let's come in here, go to the train tool. Actually, you know what? I want to get out of here for a second. Back. Before we even do this, let's save game. And now let's go in here. Alright. So what I found works pretty good for this is we're gonna change, where is it at? Change landscape mode? No. Camera flatten smooth. Change radius, change strength, left control, Q, or E. So we're gonna use E. I wanna turn the strength all the way up. And then I wanna change the radius, make it not that big, probably that big. And then I'm gonna use the smooth function. There we go. So I mean, that was about $1,000 just to do that. But you can see how, you know, I got rid of the bushes that was here. And now this is a little bit easier to drive up and down. The problem I was having is I'd go to drive through here and there's like a weird sharp bump. You can kind of see like this here, right? And I kept hitting that. You can see how it could stand to be smoothed over here. The problem is that as I move this way and smooth, it's going to destroy the field, and then I got to replow the field and replant, you know, well, I got to replant the field anyways, but yeah, I may wind up doing that. I kind of think I want to smooth this here, just kind of do a line right across here and smooth all of this, and then we can plow and reseed that. Let's see how much that costs. So we're at 150 right now. So we're at 150, 723. And let's start down here, and we're just going to work our way up, smooth, to about here. Alright, so now we're down to 140. $49.33, so that cost almost 1,700 just to smooth that out. So now we shouldn't have that sharp lip anymore. The equipment should handle this quite a bit better. But of course now I have to replow this, right? So, and this is the problem with this feature. It's really expensive and it's pretty addictive. Because now I'm like, look at this. I could smooth this bump out here. So, let's go. It's kind of hard to see once you get zoomed up to this level. About here. Okay. So I'm thinking if I just kind of continue this. And that's the problem with this feature. I just bumped the wrong mouse button. And I did that. So I'm actually gonna force exit out and go back to my save, I think. Alright, well I'm back in here, and of course it restored back to the save point that I made, which was the point, but none of this is smooth anymore over here, so I'll have to redo this section too. But yeah, so I don't know, I'm kind of particular about how the smoothing works, and I need to do a lot of it, and it's expensive. So I'm not too sure if I should do that off camera or go do some missions, make some money, and come back and just like do a whole episode of smoothing. Over here, part of the challenge will be, well, there's a stick here. I don't know how that got there. Put that there. I did some experimenting over here. Part of the issue is that like these canyon walls are beyond what I own. So I can't smooth to the edges of the walls. So I gotta be careful how I level inside here. The other problem is these 3D objects like this rock. You can't remove it, you have to bury it. So I'd have to raise the terrain up high enough to go over the top of it. Ditto for this stuff. The terrain has to go over the top of this, over the top of this. It's already like super steep and high over here, but I have to raise it up more to cover some of this stuff. Over here, I gotta go over the top of these rocks, right? So, I mean, here, what the heck? We've got a fresh save, right? So, let's see what that looks like. Let's just experiment with it, I guess. So the first thing I would do is come over here, and we're going to change our brush. We're not going to change the brush strength this time. We'll leave it like this, and we're going to raise. Let's come in a little closer, maybe. And raise. There it is. Okay. So I want to raise this section up until the rocks are covered. Like that. Okay, so that was a little bit too much. So like, whew, look at that, we're down to 133,000, right? So it goes quick. Then what we can do is we can use 2-button same time to do a flatten command, and like I can flatten back into the hill behind me. Do that right here. Flatten. back into the hill behind me. Okay. And then here, now we can smooth. The other thing that makes this part go a little bit faster, so for smooth, I like to have the left control E, and we'll turn the brush strength all the way up to 3. And then we'll actually do the brush size a couple bigger, and then go back to smoothing, and it makes the smoothing go a lot faster. Ah, see? I had to be careful there because I just smoothed that rock out. So that looks pretty good, but now I have to raise that section up. Otherwise, everything's gonna hit that rock. So we gotta change our left control Q, brush strength back down. And then we wanna do raise. And then we're gonna level that over. We'll pull it out a little bit further so that hopefully we don't do that. Left control E to bring our brush strength back up. And now we'll smooth again. There you go. So that's pretty good. We'll smooth a little bit more. We gotta be really careful that we don't let that rock poke out here. Oh, there it is. Right there, there's that rock. So if you're keeping track of the money there, we've spent that's what, 75,000 roughly? To hide a rock. We spent about $75,000 because there's a rock there. That's the stupidest thing ever. Like, I really want to be able to just remove the rock and then smooth the terrain out and not have to go through all this, like... So I'm not going to save this, so I'm just going to kind of keep going here. See, we've got stumps and stuff, but that's no big deal because we can smooth this. And there's more rocks that we'd have to deal with. Alright, so spent about $100,000. And you can see how this is definitely quite a bit smoother up here, but we still have you know, a couple little bits of rocks sticking out where we'd have to build the terrain up even higher if we wanted to hide those. Although, I don't know, to a certain extent, I think that that's probably, most equipment would probably ride over that. I think it would be fine. This one too, I think most equipment would make it over there without a problem. Obviously over here, I'd need to grind out the stump, and these rocks here we would have to build up if we wanted to actually hide them. Let's see if we can I don't have a whole lot of money left, but we can try some of that here. So again, we're going to turn the brush strength down for this part, and then we're just going to bring the terrain up to cover the rock, bring it up to cover, see, look at that. Like I brought it up to cover the wood pile and it uncovers the rocks. Like, up means up, not dig a giant hole. So then we can do, the other thing we can do is flatten. So we can try and flatten this like that. And then let smooth kind of average it out. And we're out of money. So. Yep, now we're broke. So. Yeah, I like the feature. It needs an undo button. Smooth is the best part of it. The up and down needs some work because, like, when you go to, I can't even show you now because I ran out of money, but when you go to raise and lower, like if I come over here, all of a sudden it's going to lower this section instead of like continuing to raise this section over here. The flatten makes sense. I like the flatten. So really for the most part when I've been using this, I stick with smooth and flatten. As far as painting, we can't really do any painting because we ran out of money, but it just changes the ground textures. And then the other problem is, so like this whole area here now will never grow grass. No grass will ever, no wild grass will grow here. If you want grass to grow back, you have to plow it and then seed grass. And then before the grass grows to the first stage, so right after you seed it, you have to roll it. And then it will return it back to this green state, and then it will grow grass, wild grass. So it is possible to do that again. You know, there's a lot of cleanup I'd like to do through here, but again, with the way this thing's set up, it's, you know, it would just take hundreds of thousands of dollars just to terraform this corner over here the way I want it. And then let's I'm going to stay in this mode because I'm zoomed out. It's easier to kind of show what I'm talking about. I'd like to essentially smooth this where it's almost like a valley. You know, bring the level of this field over to the side of this hill. And then work that up this way. I'm kind of tempted to actually raise this whole area up so that this building is buried. And raise it up to almost like this level. Because it'd have to be higher than this. So raise it up to almost like this level here. All the way around back here, and around to here, to this level. I can fill in this section here, but then like I don't own this area, so I'd have to just kind of keep it with this level, fill this, raise this a little bit, and then I kind of wanted to make like cliff here, and then I was thinking if I can get this leveled right, I'd put my house up here, because this would be a pretty cool place to have a house, because you could see, you know, you look out over the farm, look out at the cabin over there on the waterfall, and so yeah, I wouldn't mind having the house up here. And then I was kind of thinking, I wasn't too sure what to do if I did level this section out over here, whether I would just kind of extend the grass and just make this whole area one big grass field, or if I would level this corner off and actually put the horses over here. This seems like this might be a okay place for horses. I don't really want to cut into the grass field for livestock, and I don't really, I mean, I have some room down here, but ideally what I'm thinking is once I buy this lot, I will cut level back into it here, and then this is, I'm going to do livestock kind of all up this side of the road here. all through here. And then back here is this hill. And, you know, we just mowed this, but like this would be great if I could smooth this thing out. You know, almost like go from this road and level over, and then once I level the top off from this road over, then smooth it. And then, of course, once I do all that, it won't grow grass anymore, so then I'd have to be able to plow the whole thing, seed it with grass, and then roll it. And then this side over here, you know, I could kind of do something similar. The problem is with this building here and this cell tower here, I can't get too carried away, and these telephone poles. So I don't really know what I'd be able to do there. Yeah. Back here, you know, I talked about that part, but this valley here, obviously it'd make sense to kind of smooth across this and get rid of that massive dip. And just, you know, kind of push this to the hillside and give myself a headland for turning around up there. That's just kind of what I've been thinking. I gotta experiment with it. And I don't know. Kind of want to find a happy medium with it. Like, I get that doing the terraforming and the painting should cost money, but I just feel like it's way too expensive right now, the way it is. They introduced a lot of good features with the whole, you know, everything's replaceable, build your own farm, terraforming, etc. is great, but they kind of missed the mark on the economy of it all. Like, you know, put down this horse pen, which is essentially a fence and a lean-to, you know, and it costs what? Let's back out of here. Animal pens. $40,000 for a white picket fence and 2 little huts. Okay. Large horse paddock, a fence, 2 troughs, and a lean-to. $95,000. Are you kidding me? Sheep pen, a shed, and a fence, and 2 feeding troughs. $180,000. Like, who on earth would spend $180,000 for a sheep pen? For sheep. Like, the prices of those things just don't seem right at all. So, and then to consider the fact that you just gotta spend another $200-something thousand to find a piece of ground level enough to put the stupid thing on. Like, I really think they missed the mark on the economy. That's, again, why I do not feel bad changing my economy level down to easy so that I can actually make some money here. But, yeah, so definitely not going to save this because now I'm super broke and I've got a weird cliff in the distance there. But, you know, at least we got the fields harvested. We've got some hay, some straw, some oats, so we are ready to do horses. I just need a place to put them, and I need the money to buy them. And I think I'll need probably, what, a water tanker, but that should be it. I don't think I need any other equipment to do horses. Yeah, I think I should be good then. So, next episode will probably be terraforming and or horses or something like that. Between now and then I'm going to do some missions, and be sure to leave a comment and let me know what you think about the terraforming, what you think about the cost of it. I'm really tempted to just do some and cheat in the money to pay for it because I don't know what else to do really. And then if you're interested in any of the mods that I've showed in this, or that I used, you know, all that hay equipment, the mower, etc., links to download all of those are available on my Discord channel. So The link to my Discord is in every video description, so feel free to join us over there and ask any questions if you have them, or join in the conversation. We got a lot of people over there that play Farm Sim and talk about it, so if you haven't been there, please give it a look. And until next time, I'm Kentucky Farmer. Thanks for watching.